Welcome to the final and ultimate session. This is the one that I know you've all been waiting for. And I know that there are people that are going to be outside, that they're going to be disappointed to miss the start of this, because this is a brilliant session. This is the final session before the beers and barbecue. Although it's called beers and grill, I like my alliterations and my onomatopoeias and all my different language words that are large and they teach you at school and then become meaningless in your life. So I like to revive them. So burgers, beers, barbecue, beers, and I'm sorry, Magda, your name doesn't start with a B. That would have been more fun. But let me introduce our non-B related speaker, starting off with Magda. Further down the alphabet, but still a very sexy letter. M is a very sexy letter. It's great. It's a great letter to start your name with. I don't have any M's, but you know, what can I say? I'm losing out here. I'm missing out. Magda is an intimacy expert, tantra teacher, and conscious relating coach. It would help a lot if I put my glasses on, too. With over 10 years of experience, she has helped hundreds of men and women create the most fulfilling intimate lives. I liked the pause. It was just the perfect pause. You wrote it. I am merely reading it off for you. Magda is the founder of the School of Intimacy, and of course, because we can't let the final ultimate speaker of InOrbit 2024 get away without giving the two truths and a lie, I have Magda's two truths and a lie. See if you can guess which one. Do you know, after what I just said, this is going to sound really racy. She is friends with Bulgaria's national snowboarding team. She once danced in a Bollywood movie, but that would explain a lot. Because I think you would outshine them. They would probably fire you. You'd be like, I'm sorry, you're too sexy, you have to go. And the final one is, in high school, she failed PE, physical education. One of these is a lie, but the other two are truths. Which are they? I don't know, but please welcome to the stage, Magda.
Thank you, love. So I feel like I should start with which one is the lie. I am friends with the national team because they're juniors, 18, 19 years old. It just would be inappropriate. The second one is a lie. I actually really wanted to dance in Bollywood. I love Bollywood. I know my stars. You know, I know who I like. And I almost actually once moved to Mumbai to dance in the movies there, but just didn't happen. What was the third one? Oh, yes, I actually did fail physical education. Now I do CrossFit, so I guess I'm doing better. So thank you so much for being here. It's an absolute honor to be here for the fourth time and third time in person. I wasn't sure Andres will still want me. Thank you for having me. And today we're going to talk about, is AI plotting to kill our customers? Or something like that. I want to start with a question. I was reflecting on it, having a conversation with a friend, and we're talking about the old school train people and those who only fly. So anyone here still likes taking trains? Yeah, I really like it. It's so convenient, so fast. I live in Warsaw now. Anytime I go to Berlin, you know, that's like my way of going there. But here's something that happens when you take a train. When you look through the window, it's all blurry. It's going so fast, you can't see the details. Here is another thing that happens. If there's anything on the track, the train just runs over it, and it doesn't even notice. So this way the train can break something, it can kill something, and it just keeps going because it's so fast. It takes something really big for the train to pay attention. It takes a car or a truck, only that in this case, it's not that the train just notices that something is there. Usually it's going too fast to stop, and when it hits it, usually it gets derailed. So now, no trains can go for the next few hours. You have to fix everything, and unfortunately, we usually have a lot of casualties. So today, we'll be talking about AI, because AI is a fast train. I mean, how many sessions did we have on AI last year or 2 years ago? And this year, any conference I've been to, like 80% is just AI. Plus the technology itself, the amount of different apps and programs that are available, like it's getting better and better so fast. It's a train. But let's make sure that this train doesn't accidentally run over your customers. By the way, I do not have a timer, and I think it would be helpful to have a timer. Thank you. Because I love to talk. So yes, my name is Magda K. I am an intimacy expert, so I don't have SEO in my title, nothing with marketing, although this is my background, so I do know what I'm talking about, and I can understand about 80% of what all the speakers have presented during this conference. What I want to offer you today is a different perspective for you to add to your strategy on how you use AI. And it's the perspective from my expertise, meaning the psychology of building good, healthy, and long-lasting, intimate relationships. Now, I think, please take photos. Just please make sure to tag me, tag InOrbit. We have the hashtag InOrbit 2024, if I'm not mistaken. We love when you guys post about us, so feel free. I would appreciate it. I'm sure the whole team will appreciate it. And I want to ask, ladies, let's start with you. So, imagine you're in a relationship, and it's been a few years, and tonight is your anniversary. So you're home, someone rings the doorbell, and it's a courier, and he has a letter, flowers, and a gift. The letter says, be ready by 8 p.m. The gift is a beautiful gown, fits you perfectly. So you get ready, 8 p.m. comes, a driver arrives, and he picks you up and takes you to the most stunning restaurant where your beloved is waiting for you. How would that feel? Men, pay attention, it would feel really nice. Even if the ladies are really afraid to say this because they're like, he's never done anything like this. Just so you know, it would feel really nice. But now let's add more information to this scenario. Now, ladies, imagine that you found out that he had actually forgotten its anniversary. So he was really busy at work. He realized, shit, it's our anniversary tonight. So he's telling his secretary, can you please organize something? Just one thing, I'm working until 8 p.m., so keep her busy until that time. I can meet her after. So then the secretary came up with everything. She came up with the courier, the dress, the flowers, and she booked the restaurant at 8:30 because this is when he's going to be out of work. Now, how would that experience be like for you? Now, on the surface, it hasn't changed, right? It's still the same. Flowers, courier, chauffeur, dress, dinner. But the intention behind it makes all the difference. Because now you know that he just did what was convenient for him. He didn't put any effort. As humans, we need to feel important. And nothing says, I care about you more than effort. So please allow me to play a little clip from a cheesy romantic movie. I'm a sucker for those. Oh no, actually we cannot play them. Is there a chance that maybe someone can play it for me? We have a little bit of a technical issue. Okay, okay, we may maybe watch the video later. There are 2 more videos in this presentation I really need to play, so if we can figure it out until then, I would be very grateful. But I'll tell you what the video says, okay? So, okay, this is a little clip And there's a scene where she's talking to this boy, and she says, well, you didn't want to sit next to me on the bus. And he responds, I did. I even asked your sister where to buy your favorite yogurts so that you can have some. And she says, but the Korean shop is all the way across the town. And his response is, so if I drove all the way to the other side of the town to get you what you like, that means... So think for a moment, what is the cutest, the most memorable thing that your partner or your former partner has ever done for you? Was it something easy, no effort, convenient? Or did they go out of their way for you? Because it's when we do something that is inconvenient for us that really communicates that I care about you. So now, why do we use AI? So to do this presentation, I used a few apps to make my life easier. I hate copywriting, so ChatGPT, of course, a few other things. Why do we use AI? For convenience. Now, I don't think any one of you has any problem with me using those apps to help me create the presentation, right? Like, anyone feels in any way offended, I crossed your boundaries, that I just kind of hacked my process? No, probably not. But let's look at this example. So I want to apply to university to get another degree. And because it's in the UK, in English, I need to prove that I speak English, because speaking English isn't enough as a proof. So I need to take a test. And I don't know, like, when is the last time you guys took any serious test? Even if you know something, it's stressful. It's like every question, it's like 30 seconds, and you see the timer, and it's 1 hour, and they have incredible requirements. It has to be silent, no one can be in the frame to make sure that it's all validated, etc. So I finally find time to take the test, and I use Duolingo. I finish the test, and it's uploading the results. 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, 38, 38, 38, and that's when I realized I'm screwed. So I know, okay, unless I speak to someone now, I just lost my test results. So I'm looking for customer support, which wasn't easy. I finally found their WhatsApp number, and this is the conversation. So I say, I urgently need help, because the upload of my results is stuck at 38 now for 20 minutes. And in response, I get the list of 6 articles, none of them really helpful. So I respond, no, this wasn't helpful. I still need help. And the article suggested that if I have problems uploading my results, it's probably my internet connection. So I actually went to this website, Speed Test, don't remember the exact URL, that tests the speed of your internet to show them that no, the problem is not on my side, it's your technical issue. And in response to that, I get another 6 articles. And this question, I don't know, what do you think? Was it helpful? So again, I say no, I still need help. I didn't even finish. And no, sorry, but someone can get back to you tomorrow. So by now I'm really pissed. Because here's the thing. I paid them for this service. The issue is on their side. And because Duolingo is a public company, they have a lot of money. And they don't have an issue having a human customer support. The fact that I have to chat to a bot first, before anyone wants to speak to me, it's a conscious choice of the company. They simply don't want to do it. They can, but they decided, no, we don't want to engage our resources in customer support. We'd rather hack it. Now, guys, if it wasn't something urgent, if it was a free product, or if it was a smaller company that indeed doesn't have resources, I would not have any issue with that. But I had a big issue with that. Really massive issue, because they showed me, yeah, we don't care. Like, I am the one paying the price for the fact that they want to be convenient. And here's the thing. Usually what's convenient for you is not going to be convenient for your customer. Now, I really do need to play this video. Are we able to play a video?
Rose is very in demand and has very limited time. That's why she used Coachbox AI to create a clone of herself.
To be honest with you, I hadn't heard of anybody else doing this yet, particularly in my industry. And one of our core company values is innovation, and I've created success personally through pioneering new ideas, new concepts, and solving my own problems through innovation. So of course, I was going to say yes to something that feels like we're on the edge of new technology. The immediate thought I had when I knew I could create an AI version of me is that it was going to be able to save me time. A good chunk of my time per week is spent on answering questions to clients. For me, an AI tool in my mind was going to be able to free up time off my plate and then also give my clients 24/7 access to me. So I really enjoyed the process of creating Rosebot. I think it probably took me, less than 3 hours of my personal time. I think the most mind-blowing benefit of Rosebot so far for us as a business and as the leader of that business is that within the first month or so, I'm pretty sure it saved me about 12 hours of time off my personal plate. And that was through our clients going and using Rosebot. And normally a question would take me a good couple of minutes to answer, of course, but Rosebot was doing it for me. And so that really brought down my client delivery time on a weekly basis. And so I saw an immediate ROI in that regard in terms of time saved for sure. But actually, it's not just the time that it saves me every week. The fact that it saves me time means therefore I have more capacity to serve more clients. So our client capacity bucket has basically been expanded because of this AI tool. I think one of the biggest benefits to having Rosebot is actually just elevating our client experience without it costing me any more time. In fact, it's saving me time, yet it's able to provide our clients an opportunity to access more of my curriculum, my content, my thought leadership, faster, easier, 24/7, whenever they're awake and I'm asleep, whatever it needs to be. And I think that's really unique in the market right now. And we love being ahead of the game with it by elevating our client experience without having to, as I said, add more time in from me. It just feels like such a win-win.
Anyone else get tired of hearing how it is saving her personal time? And this video is actually 10 minutes. So she's saying this way more often. So there's a few things I'd like you to pay attention. I know maybe the audio wasn't the best. At the beginning, she says that one of their values is innovation. Here's the thing, I always had a problem with this because innovation on its own doesn't mean anything. Because it's a bit of form over substance. Like, for example, when we look at cars, every year all the companies create new models. But is anyone trying to innovate on the number of wheels? Is any company thinking, oh, we're going to do 5 wheels just because we want to innovate on this? So innovation for the sake of innovation isn't actually a value. But then she actually has the sentence that she says, innovation to solve my problems. Okay, great. So she keeps talking about how this is going to save her time. In 10-minute video, she mentions clients twice in a very vague way, but essentially what she's saying is that having a bot that can answer clients' questions on her behalf allows her to serve more clients. So basically what she's saying is that she would rather sacrifice the depth of service to be able to reach more clients, so money over an actual service. Now compare it...
Rose is
Compare it to this. Now, this is Gary Vee. We all know him. It says 2016, but the post is from February. And what he basically says here is, I've been saying this for a decade. Listen to this.
I call it the Taylor Swift rule. So I think Taylor Swift hacked culture. What Taylor Swift's very good at is she knows that when people tweet her and say, Taylor, come to my wedding and sing me a song, she actually does it. Here's why she does it. The 75-minute allocation of her time to do something like that is not ROI positive for Taylor based on what she makes for her time. However, the amplification of doing something that makes no sense on paper is where she gets all her value. So I get yelled at by all my smartest CEO friends, the most fancy gals and guys on earth, for still answering all these tweets and emails and replying one by one on Snapchat. But I know that depth is far more interesting than width in a world where the width has just become completely, obnoxiously loud and impossible to break through. You scale the unscalable if you want to break through the noise today.
There's there's another aspect about AI. And Robert, this morning, he mentioned this a little bit. He says that in these conferences, we talk about AI all the time, and we think that this is what the world talks about, and it's not necessarily so. So AI has a lot of wow effect. Like, again, any presentation I see about AI, and people show what AI can do, it's like, wow, it's really incredible. So I want to show you an example. So I was in a different conference last month, and this was one of the speakers, and he showed us this video, which by now you can probably assume it's fully AI generated. I told you I like Bollywood, so I like this song. Just have a little snippet of what AI created.
Berührung, keine Liebe, vermisst dich sehr. Fühl mich kalt wie ein Eisbär, vermisst das Privileg. Will dich sehen, oh so leer, will wissen, wie's dir geht. So leer, ohne dich ist mein Leben leer. So leer, ich wär gerne dein Au-pair. So leer, du bist so spektakulär. So leer, bin dein Privatsekretär. Wenn mich andere Frauen anschauen, finde ich das sehr unfair.
So AI wrote the music, did all the instruments, wrote the lyrics. It's not him singing, they just shot a few shots of him and the rest is all AI. And it's a whole video that's actually, it's Germany, like it's on, on TV, on YouTube and everything. It's like an actual song. And I think it's amazing that AI can do it. We have, all the TV programs, the news programs, fully created by AI with avatars created by AI. It's amazing. But just because something is amazing, it doesn't mean people want it. Okay, just because something has this massive wow effect doesn't mean people want it. Now, I didn't say this. I was meant to say it at the very beginning, and I apologize. I was meant to warn you that I'm gonna make some references to sex, so that you guys are prepared, and now is the time when I would like to make such reference, but I need your help, because I have a spicy reference, or I have a really spicy reference, and I need you to help me which one you want. Who wants the spicy? Who wants, who wants the very spicy? Okay. So as an intimacy coach, of course, I've done things, and among those things is I used to organize sex parties. So if I tell someone that I used to organize and attend orgies, usually the eyes open. Right? It's like, especially from men, they're like, whoa. It definitely has a massive wow effect, right? Now, how would you feel if I said, oh yeah, we're having one tonight, come and join? Suddenly you're like, yeah. So? True, but that's the point, right? Now we have all the questions, and I'm like, I'm not really sure. Because just because something sounds incredible and it's like a great idea in our head, it's not the same as actually wanting the experience. So while I think it's amazing that we can have a whole music video created by AI, do you guys really think that people will prefer this to actually seeing Beyonce? Do you think that it's gonna be for people the same if they know that, oh, a bot created the next Beyonce song and the Beyonce you see on the screen, it's actually her avatar, it's not really her? Because I don't think so. So again, it's so important to separate these two things. Now, I do want to go back to this coaching bot, because in life, hardly anything is black and white. We have all of those shades of gray, and by the way, I love that saying, but then the movie came out, the books came out, and it ruined my saying. But basically, in life, everything is a shade of gray. So it's not that the idea of having a bot is bad. If I think of coaching, for example, there can be some benefits. But as a coach myself, I would never risk my reputation and my brand putting a bot that I don't have control over to give my clients advice. Because I don't know what the bot is saying. I don't know based on what the bot would be giving this advice. And if that advice is harmful or bad, I am risking my whole business. Besides, so the way that this bot works in the company that you guys saw before, you can upload all of your content. I could upload my book, all my online courses, my whole YouTube channel. But still, all of the content that I have produced still doesn't reflect everything that I have in my head. I would not risk it. However, let's say I would have a client who have issues in the bedroom. So it's a very uncomfortable conversation, and they're kind of shy. So having a bot can be helpful because they can actually ask an uncomfortable question to a machine knowing that they will not be judged. Great. But let me go one step actually deeper. If someone is terrified of telling their partner about any sexual challenges, then this is the issue. The issue is that they're not communicating. So while the bot can be helpful first to give them a bit of encouragement, if we rely on bots for coaching and therapy, we're actually not giving people the most important process, which is them needing to open up to another human being. Now, any good coach or therapist knows this. So the fact that you have this lady, Rose something, saying, oh yeah, like a bot can just, service my clients on behalf of me, that actually worries me. Because you're not gonna convince me that she's doing this for clients. So, but what did she say? It saves her money. And this is true. AI saves us money. And if you think about it, no other resource is as precious for us, sorry, not money, time. No other resource is more precious than our time. We'd give so much to have more time. And that's what AI helps us with. However, if we want to build rapport, it actually takes time. And it takes a lot of time. In fact, to build rapport, to build a relationship with anyone, we need time to build trust. We need time to learn about each other, to have some common memories, to go through experiences together, and to form attachment, because these are the things that solidify relationships. Another thing is that relationships are built through overcoming challenges. So we have, some mistakes that we have to fix together. If you think of relationships that never argue, they're very weak. It's the couples who have been through massive challenges and they made it. These are the most solid couples. And all of this is the opposite of efficiency. And that is the key of today's talk, efficiency. AI is all about efficiency. But you may say, well, yeah, what's wrong with that? We're a business, we want to be efficient. Well, the thing is that efficiency is not essential for customer relationships. Second reference to sex. I want you to think of the best sex you ever had. Did you ever go, wow, last night was crazy. We were so efficient. Foreplay, just 19 seconds. Intercourse, everything done in 2 minutes, 19 seconds. Ha! The thing is that efficiency does not build rapport. What builds rapport is other things, such as feeling equal with your partner, feeling loved and supported, validation, acknowledgement. These are the things that are essential. Now, we do need to distinguish two things. And I love that in English these two words sound so similar, and we often use them as synonyms, but they're not. Efficiency versus efficacy. Efficiency is about maximizing the use of your resources, right? So it's about optimizing how you use them. Mostly it's about saving time, money, energy. Now, efficacy is whether something works or not. You always want to be effective. Always want to be effective, but you do not need to be efficient. How many of you have watched this movie? Okay, I see quite a lot of hands. I did watch this. So one of these movies is 3 hours. So if you watch the whole thing, it's 9 hours. I don't know about you, but I watched it more than once. I also read the books. I'm a slow reader, so that was way more than 9 hours. So the question is, why would anyone dedicate all this time to read the books when you could just read a 3-page summary? Why would I dedicate 9 hours to watching that when I could just go on YouTube and again have a 7-minute telling me all the story? Because of the experience. And what determines the quality of experience? Depth. Like Gary Vee said, depth. And where does the depth come from? from ups and downs, from trying to figure things out, right? I want to go here. No, it didn't work. I'm going to go in this direction, and trying to figure things out, being unsure what to do next. The famous hero's journey. Every famous story is based on the hero's journey, which basically starts with the hero receiving the call to action, then refusing the call to action, then finally accepting the challenge, going, and then trying this and failing, and trying this and failing. It's really, really exciting, but it's the opposite of being efficient. If AI was the character in that, it would solve everything in 3 minutes. And yet we prefer a 9-hour video marathon or to read the book. But you may say, well, don't our clients want efficiency? Like, don't they want to save time and money just as much as we do? Well, sometimes they do. So for example, if I have a test tomorrow and I didn't read the book, I will read the summary for sure. But will I enjoy the book? Will I remember the book? So here's something you have to remember from psychology. So we will try to spend as little resources on the things that we don't like. If I don't like something, I'm trying to hack it. Like, how can I just spend less time and resources on doing that? But if I start hacking something that I do like, my brain concludes that it's actually not important. So it goes both ways. This is the most important slide. This is the one thing, the most important thing I want you to take away from today, is that efficiency is the opposite to building rapport. I'm not saying we don't need efficiency. What I'm saying is that the more efficiency you have, the less rapport you have, and you have to find the balance. We'll speak about this more. So I love ordering clothes online. I actually hate shopping. So I'll go online, I'll buy my things online. So there's this one company, they do festival outfits, I pretty like them, it's a small company. And last year they made a video on Instagram explaining that returns are costing them so much money, and they're asking their clients, please take the right measurements and order only one size, because when you keep returning these outfits, we're gonna go out of business. Now, I really like this company, so okay, I'm gonna go through the effort of actually measuring myself and making sure that I pick the right size and order only one. But now let's compare it to this company. You guys are familiar with this? I never know, is it Shein or Shane? I'm getting different. See, I don't even know. But my point is, I do use this company, which is a bit embarrassing to admit because we all know what they are. But they're convenient, right? They're cheap, they're fast. And when I order something from that company, I order dresses in 3 sizes. So already when I make an order, I know that 80% of things is gonna go back. So the question is, do I care that this costs a lot of money to the company? Nope. But why don't I care? Because there's no rapport. Why would there be any? The whole business is based on convenience, not on building rapport. Now, another aspect is, which you guys are familiar probably with, the reciprocity rule. So if I do something for you, you're more willing to do something for me. So if I know that the company makes an effort for me, the client, then I'm more willing to reciprocate with a positive review, recommending to a friend, buying again. But if I know that the company doesn't do anything for me, I don't care about any of those things. Another thing is, and this is something people often ignore, is that if you focus just on efficiency or too much on efficiency, you're creating entitled clients. Now, we say that clients are the most important. No, they're not. The relationship with your customers is the most important. Because if you have a lot of clients and they're entitled and toxic and needy, you can go out of business. So, let's think of this, for example. I know you've all been to McDonald's, right? So you're in McDonald's, you're waiting for your food, and about 7 minutes pass. How are you feeling? You're like, well, I've been waiting forever, right? You're annoyed, you're frustrated. But imagine you're going to a fine dining restaurant. You're gonna wait minimum 30 minutes, and you're okay with this. Because McDonald's, again, is based on efficiency and convenience. So you go there demanding that convenience. And if they don't give it, you get really, really angry. So the whole point is that a lot of companies these days use AI this exact way. How can I make the minimum effort for my customers? And as a consequence, your clients don't care. As a consequence, you're not seeing that the strain is running over your customers, running over the relationship that you have with these people until it's gonna be too late. So again, use AI. I use it, I love it. I mean, it's not about not using it, it's just be mindful what you optimize. So I love this example. I love a dishwasher. Why? Because with the dishwasher, we get to optimize something that is not essential. That invention allows for that. But pay attention to this. I am optimizing a task that doesn't actually build a relationship so I can spend more time on the relationship. I always say that, when it comes to intimate relationships, you can outsource cleaning, you can outsource cooking, running errands, but you cannot outsource quality time, you cannot outsource sex or emotional connection. Hack the things that don't matter so you can focus on what does matter. But you don't ever hack quality time. You don't ever hack care, and you don't ever hack love. You don't want to be investing less in those things, you want to be investing more. So efficiency and rapport, it's a scale, it's opposite. Now, it's like a living, breathing organism. It's not like there's one point on that scale and this is where you are. And that requires you to keep monitoring your business and seeing where you are. Because at some time, you'll see, okay, we got to really focus on efficiency. We got to optimize our resources because maybe we're spending too much money. But you have to be aware that when you start focusing on that, it will come at the expense of the rapport with your customers. And then other times you'd be like, okay, now we need to focus on that relationship, knowing that it's gonna cost us a bit more. Again, like Gary Vee said, right? It's like he actually responds to people. That takes time. It's not efficient. It's not optimized. So again, it's not that there's one point. I know we always like this black and white answer. Again, nothing is black and white in life. You have to be monitoring this and you're gonna slide on it. That is what managing the company is. And we have to remember that efficiency will never replace our need for connection. Well, think, for example, why are we here? I mean, look, this whole thing could be online. And in fact, you could have a video of me using AI. I could speak in your local language. Super efficient, very optimized. And yet we choose to be here physically. We choose to spend money. We choose to dedicate a few days of our lives. So we choose to invest our resources to be here. Because AI cannot replace that. So this is not a talk about, marriage advice, but I want to give you something. The main reason, or in fact, the only reason why couples have been together for many years, couples who live together or that have kids together, why they break up is this. After some time, the relationship turns into efficiency-seeking machine. It's more about, okay, what time do we need to wake up? Who's gonna do the chores? Who's gonna take the kids to school? It's all about how can we manage our resources within the household. It starts being too much about efficiency. But go back to the times when you just fell in love, the famous honeymoon period. That was not about being efficient at all. You could spend the whole weekend in bed having sex and eating. Just kind of wasting time. So it's not about being on a sofa and watching Netflix. If you think of this, this is actually trying again to optimize time. Let's watch something and spend time together. Or when you watch a movie and you eat, again, you're trying to optimize time, but it comes at the expense. We need more of this kind of wasting time, meaning we just are with each other. It's not about, okay, how can we talk about, kids and work and be together? No, you just are together. And we don't take enough time for each other in relationships, and so the relationship breaks. And it's the same with your customers. If you don't take time to be with your customers, this relationship will break. Throughout the presentations at this conference, many people said the same thing. And the thing is, talk to your customers. Talk to your customers. Instead, the way a lot of companies are using AI is trying to replace that very thing. Because everyone is using AI, I need to use AI. What's the easiest way to do? Let's have a bot that's just going to respond to our clients. The most important thing that you should be focusing on, that's what's being replaced with AI. So let's summarize the things. Remember, always be effective. So things need to work. If things don't work, we had a presentation from Dennis when he said he had this awesome strategy, $1 a day. But you said, right, this only works if it's good, if what you have is good. Things have to work. This is the foundation. But remember that efficiency on its own as the essence is the opposite of rapport. You do not build rapport through efficiency, and you do not build it through convenience. It's okay to focus on efficiency and convenience, but make sure you don't go crazy with that because it's going to cost your clients. Quality over quantity or depth. So this conference, we're meeting here once a year, not every month. We don't have to be meeting every month. We don't have to be meeting 3 times a year. Once is enough. Quality over quantity. You don't need massive amounts of face-to-face interactions with your clients, but those that you have, make sure they matter, make sure they're effective, make sure they count. I seriously get very annoyed when I'm trying to get important information and it's urgent from a bot that's just not understanding anything, but I get just as annoyed when I speak to a human being and they cannot solve my problem. So you gotta be effective, make sure those interactions count. You don't need so many of them, but where you have them, make sure they count, make sure they're memorable. So you wanna use emotions, remember the hero's journey. Make an effort, remember that's the sexiest thing. So when you do have interaction with your clients, do make an effort and make sure you communicate it, because people assume that you're not really doing anything for them. You gotta tell them. So something I like doing anytime I speak to my clients, I would use specifically and on purpose sentences like, sure, let me do this for you. Let me check that for you. Oh, I'm sorry you had an issue with your account. I manually reset your password. I want them to know that I actually went and did something. Because I did. I'm not lying, I did. And I want them to know this. I want them to know that I'm taking time to do something for them. And then optimize to have more time for clients, not the other way around. Like I said about the dishwasher, right? We don't try to optimize quality time with our partners so I can do dishes for 2 hours. I want to cut on the things that don't really matter so I can have more time for the things that do matter. So you want to optimize different tasks that are not essential so you can spend more time with clients. So remember, it's about what you optimize. It's about where you use AI. Okay? It's about using AI in a way that allows you to invest more in your customers, not to stop investing in your customers. Thank you. Before we end, I have you can come, but I have a personal request. So anytime I visit home, I'm always asked by my family, so when are you gonna get a real job? Now, I've been doing this for more than a decade, and still my family, I mean, to be fair, I think my brother thinks I'm a sex worker, and the rest of my family just thinks I don't actually work. So I have a request. Can I take a selfie with you guys? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so. Not a selfie, it's a group. Say it again?
It's a groupie.
It's a group. Oh my God, you're more advanced than me with this. Okay, can I move people a little bit?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
guys, please stand up and come here. Come here, we're gonna make a little bit
Everybody
group.
squish together, come on.
Yes, we're gonna make a squishy group.
Let's help Magda prove to her family that she has a real job.
You'd think after a while they should finally get it. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna maybe do a video or something to get all of you guys. No nudity. I was only allowed to have sex, not to have an orgy in the room. Okay, come guys, come on. Oh, this is so cool. Lovely. Are we good? Anyone who wants to be here? So we're gonna have a video. Okay, guys, ready? We're gonna go here. You can wave.